Are you thinking about relocating or possibly visiting the Reno area, but you're not sure what the weather's like? In this video, I'm gonna go over exactly those things. Hey everyone, it's David Tully. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna be going over the 4 seasons in Reno. And yes, we get all 4 seasons. So I'm gonna be talking about the winter, spring, summer, and the fall months. It's gonna be absolutely awesome. There's gonna be some interesting points as well. So definitely stick around. And if you're thinking about moving or relocating to the Reno area and you need to purchase a home and you need help, just reach out. I'd be happy to take great care of you. And if you have any questions at all, just leave them down in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer any of them. All right, so the first topic I want to touch on is the winter months. We're going to get started off with this because this is typically the most common question I get asked out of any of the other seasons. And yes, in Reno, we get winter. But don't let that scare you from coming to Reno during the winter months or possibly relocating to the area. Yes, we get snow. Yes, we get ice. And yes, we get blizzards. All of those things happen. But honestly, it's really not that crazy. I'm originally from Hawaii and I've lived in Reno for 10 years now. And over the last few years, our winter months have been very mild. Don't get me wrong, we do get some cold fronts that come in. We might get some single digits in the winter months, but that's pretty rare. Our average temperatures in the winter months is kind of in the mid 40s to low 50s. And then, during the day and then at nighttime, you're probably about 20 degrees less than that. So, mid 20s or 30s at night. So overall, not too bad. And, when we get snow and ice, that can definitely be a problem. So, that can be an issue late at night driving or possibly in the early mornings for work and school commutes. But overall, most snowstorms are honestly melted by about 10 a.m. to noon the next day. So as long as you're being very careful, giving yourself extra time to get to work or school and, give yourself enough room between you and the next car. So if you have to slow down, you can slow down without pumping the brakes. But overall, I would say the winter months in Reno is actually one of my favorite times of year. And overall, it's really not that bad. I hope you enjoy the winter months here in Reno because I certainly do. All right, so next up, let's talk about spring. Spring is absolutely awesome. And it's one of my most favorite seasons because it's not as hot as summer, not as cool as winter. And it gives you some nice temperatures, kind of in the, high 50s to mid 70s, depending on where you are in spring, whether it's early spring, it's going to be a little bit colder, of course. And in later spring, getting closer to the summer months, it's obviously going to be a little bit warmer. And kind of the same thing at night, which I really like about Reno, honestly, is at nighttime, you're going to be about 20 to 30 degrees cooler. But, during spring, you're going to see people jogging outside, walking their dogs, bike riding, hiking. It's just a really great time of year and it's just absolutely beautiful outside. So if you're thinking about visiting Reno in the springtime, I would highly suggest it. Easily one of my favorite seasons. All right, so let's talk about summer. Summer honestly used to be one of my favorite times of year. But honestly, I'll be completely honest with you, it really depends because summer is also fire season. And unfortunately, we have a couple big fires surrounding us, the Tamarack Fire south in the Gardnerville area, and, a ton of other fires like the Dixie Fire north of us. And, while the Dixie Fire isn't directly in the Reno area, summer gets pretty hot and there's fire season. And overall, if we don't get any fires in the area and we don't get a ton of smoke throughout the area, summer is still one of my favorites. But, a lot of times we have some big fires surrounding us, which is extremely unfortunate. And, I hope everybody's okay and we don't lose a lot of families or structures. But the reality is we get fires, like I said, not so much directly in Reno, but kind of in the California and surrounding areas. So we can get some serious smoke. In the area recently, the air quality index has been anywhere from about 150 to even up to about 400 to 500, which is actually extremely hazardous. But when we're not surrounded by smoke, summer is awesome. And I would say the temperatures in summer are anywhere in the high to mid 80s and kind of the low 90s is kind of the average. And, we certainly get into high 90s and the low hundreds to mid hundreds pretty rarely. And overall this year has been a little bit different. I mean, heck, Portland, Oregon got up to 115. So we've been kind of hitting a heat wave. But overall, the nice thing about Reno is even if we get extremely hot at 100 or 105 degrees, we cool off at night. So it could be 100 degrees during the day and 60 to 70 degrees at night, which is extremely awesome. I lived in Vegas for a couple years, and while it can get to 110 to 118 in Vegas, you're still 95 or 100 roughly at night, and it's absolutely brutal. So I would say the summers here are definitely manageable. Some people say, oh, you might not need AC in your home. I would highly recommend it. Swamp coolers are okay. But overall, the summer in Reno is pretty awesome. Overall, this year has been a little bit hotter. But like I said, that's not just us. Several other states have been hit, like Oregon, California, and other states as well. So overall, summer is a pretty awesome time, especially to go to Lake Tahoe and cool off. All right, last but not least is the fall season. And a lot of people love fall because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. And that's exactly why it's my second favorite season behind the spring months. And the reason behind that is, like I said, the temperatures, but of course the beauty. I love all 4 seasons changing here in Reno. It's absolutely awesome. You can see the trees changing color, the leaves falling off. It's absolutely beautiful. You get some UNR football games, some homecoming games. It's just a great time of year. And same thing as spring. People are going to be running outside, walking their dogs, and just enjoying the beauty outside. So overall, fall is another awesome season as well in the Reno area. Hey, thanks so much for watching my video. If you have any other questions about the weather, from the winter, spring, summer, or fall months, just leave them down in the comments below. I'd be happy to help. And another thing I want to touch on is some locals are going to say, hey, David, you haven't mentioned to people that, hey, in Reno, sometimes we get all 4 seasons in a single day. Yes, I've heard of other cities and towns, that kind of say the same thing, but it has definitely happened to me many times over the 10 years I've lived here. You could go into work in the office, it's completely sunny, come out 30 minutes later and you got a nice little snowstorm. And then another hour later, it's sunny again. So you can certainly get all 4 seasons in a single day in the Reno area. It's not uncommon. A lot of people just say, hey, you don't like the weather? Wait 30 minutes. And it's certainly possible. I hope you enjoyed this type of content. Please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. And if you're thinking about moving or relocating to the Reno area and you need to purchase a home and you need help, just reach out. I'd be happy to take great care of you. I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.